Hey, Bayek, it's me, and in today's video, well, I'm looking at this. This is Breakheart Pass from 1975. This is a wonderful film. I absolutely love this film. I just totally adore it. It is 95 minutes long. Rotten Tomatoes only give it 68%. Blooming heck, Rotten Tomatoes indeed. Wow. The critics, as usual, have really got it all wrong. This is such a great film. Now, it is written by Alistair MacLean, and it's based on his novel Breakheart Pass from 1974. Alistair MacLean, I remember so much because I used to read his books when I was a teenager. Yes. Some of the books, he wrote The Guns of Navarone, which of course was made into a film. Also, Ice Station Zebra, 1963, another brilliant film. And, of course, Where Eagles Dare, 1967, he wrote that. And they're all brilliant films. What a writer he was. He just wrote such a lot of great books, which were ideal to made into films. Right. Now, it's directed by Tom Grease. He directed 100 Rifles, 1969. He also directed Breakout, 1975, which was a Bronson Jill Island film, which this is. Also, The Greatest, the Muhammad Ali film, 1977. But then he's just such a lot of TV series and TV films. Now, I've got to mention the music. The music in this film is by Jerry Goldsmith. Jerry Goldsmith is considered one of the great composers, and certainly in all the film scores that he has written. Well, I'll just give you a few. Planet of the Apes, 1968. Escape from the Planet of the Apes, 1973. Star Trek, the motion picture, 1979. The Omen, 1976. Damien Omen 2, 1978. Omen 3. Brilliant films, all these. The Final Conflict, 1981. Poltergeist. Yeah, Poltergeist, 1982. Gremlins, 1984. Total Recall. Total Recall, 1990. And Star Trek, First Contact, 1996. Wow, there's just some of the films. I mean, they're all brilliant. You could just go on and on doing these films. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So, let's get into the actual cast. We've got Charles Bronson. Charles Bronson playing Agent John Deacon. Charles Bronson. What a great film history he's got. He was in The Magnificent Seven, of course, 1960. The Great Escape, 1963. I mean, what? 2 films like that? Brilliant. He was in Battle of the Bulge, 1965, which is a war film I really like. The Dirty Dozen, 1967. Once Upon a Time in the West, 1968. And then The Mechanic, 1972. Great film, that one. And of course, Death Wish, 1974. Death Wish 2, 1982. Death Wish 3, 1985. Death Wish 4. The Crackdown, 1987, and Death Wish 5, even got up to 5, The Face of Death from 1994. Some great films. Bronson is very much Bronson. Absolutely wonderful. Then we've got Ben Johnson, who plays Marshall Pierce. Ben Johnson, again, some great films here. Major Dundee, 1965. Hang 'em High, 1968. The Wild Bunch, 1969. The Last Picture Show, 1971, which was an Oscar-winning film. The Getaway, 1972. Sugarland Express, 1974. The Town That Dreaded Sundown, 1976, which is a brilliant horror film. The Swarm, yes, The Swarm, 1978. Red Dawn, 1985. Wow. What can you say? Just some great films. And then we've got Richard Crenna, who plays Governor Richard Fairchild. Films that he was involved in. The Sand Pebbles, 1968. The Man Called Noon, 1973. Death Ship, 1980. First Blood, oh yeah, First Blood, 1982. Rambo, First Blood, Part 2, 1985. Rambo 3, 1988. You can see a theme there in the Rambo films. Sabrina, 1995. And then just a lot of TV shows as well and TV films. Amazing. And then I've got to mention, give it a bit more than that. Jill Ireland, who plays Marcia Schofield. I'm not very good at that. Anyhow, of course, Bronson's wife. She was in Hell Drivers, 1957. What a great film that is. I could talk a lot about Hell Drivers. She was in Carry On Nurse. Yeah, Carry On film, 1959. She was in Violent City, 1970. She was in The Falashi Papers, 1972. And I wonder who's the stars in that. Yes, of course, Bronson himself. And then she was in The Mechanic, Bronson again. She was in Breakout, 1975. Love and Bullets, 1979. Death Wish 2, 1982. Assassination, 1987. You can see where I am with all those films. Great actress, really great actress, and there she is in these films. Then we've got Charles Dunning, who plays O'Brien. He was in I Walk the Line, 1970. He was in The Sting, The Sting, 1973. He was in The Front Page, 1974. Dog Day Afternoon, 1975. A lot of people love that film. He was in The Choir Boys, 1977. He was in The Muppet Movie, 1979. Yes, The Muppets. And he was in The Final Countdown from 1980, which is a brilliant time travel film. Sharky's Machine, 1981. Tootsie, yes, Tootsie, 1982. Dick Tracy, 1990. Spy Hard from 1996. And The Golden Boys, 2008. They're just some of the films that he was involved in. Absolutely brilliant. So this is really, a whodunit involving Charles Bronson, who is undercover on this train because he's actually a government agent, but they think that he's actually a killer who's going to be brought to justice by the marshal who's bringing him in. But all this is in typical Alistair MacLean, the way he writes the stories, we've got these collection of characters, and we want to know who's doing it, who's doing all these murders, which start to happen. And it's great. It's one of those whodunits, and you can't help but be so involved in it. But I think the other thing that I like about this film is that it's action packed, really full of action. There's some great scenes in it. Particularly, there's one on this bridge, which is absolutely fantastic. That's what I mean. Alistair MacLean always provides that, and we've got so much action as well as going on with a whodunit, and you can't help but love this film. I just think it's great. Thoroughly enjoyed it. You got so involved in it, and I realised, we should look at somebody like Alistair MacLean and think, well, what a great writer he was. And, I loved reading those books, those series of books. And this is one that I really love. And it's set in the West. And what more can you say? All the characters, all the actors, they perform really well. They bring so much to this film, as well as, I say, the locations as well. And you can't beat trains. I love trains. So it's all there. It's all there for me, to enjoy. Who doesn't love a train? Hitchcock, he loved his trains as well. Breakheart Pass, absolutely wonderful. You just can't help but enjoy it. And hopefully, if you've not seen it, you might be interested to go and watch it. Just enjoy it. Just don't get involved in all these negativity. Just enjoy it for what it is. It's an whodunit on a train, in a way. Yes, yeah, brilliant. Well, you can't help but love that. Yeah. Before I go, I'll just show you my DVD copy. Here it is. Look, a great cover. Mind you, you've seen it, haven't you? We are. And there's the back, and I love this. There's the disc as well. The disc's nice. Look at that. There. There's a nice few extras as well on here. You can't beat it, can you? Absolutely. Loved it. So there it is. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and hopefully you might enjoy looking at some of the other stuff I've done. Look in the playlists, you can see I do a lot of films and TVs and a bit of music thrown in. Now, if you like this particular video, please give the video a like. If you give it a like, it gets out to YouTube, and hopefully algorithms and all that, and other people might enjoy it, which would be great. Thank you so much if you do. And also, if you've got any comments, I'd really love to read your comments. I always answer them. I love reading them. And that's it. I've gone on far too long, so all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.